Mike Norvell and Dabo Swinney. You made a comment about this the other day, just in regards to, Mike's only been around here for what would have been one Clemson game. So this is his first Clemson game, season number 2. But already the rivalry a little bit took a different swing last year, obviously, with the maybe miscommunication, disagreement over whether the game should be played and whether the COVID rules were still in play, and whether they had been violated and whether the game should be played. And it seems to just kind of added another dimension to the rivalry, and maybe these two particular coaches not being too fond of the other team, the other program.
Yeah, no, that definitely sparked off something last off season, and that's a great way of starting off a good rivalry there. Why not? Florida State fans already aren't too liking of Dabo Swinney, but after what Dabo Swinney did last year, kind of just calling Florida State, fake lying, saying that they didn't have any kind of COVID things going on. And, we all know how college football was last year. If you had a good amount of players that had COVID, you just weren't going to play that weekend. And, Dabo Swinney, they were making a travel down to Tallahassee and had to hit a U-turn and called Florida State kind of sissies. They didn't want to play them. And, that already sparked it off. And, Mike Norvell and staff and the administration were being very safe for Florida State and the players. And, this week and listening to both of them, Dabo Swinney has talked very highly of Jordan Travis, the running game for FSU. Spent just maybe 30 seconds maybe on Florida State and the staff on what the start of their season was. And he did say that he was impressed on how the staff did in Tallahassee about how handling a 0-4 and then now going on a 3-win streak. That's not something you usually see around any kind of sport, let alone, in college football. But, this rivalry is something that will, I think, churn up a little bit. I think Mike Norvell isn't really fond of Dabo Swinney. I don't blame him to start off last year, and that being Mike Norvell's first season and coming through a pandemic more than anything. That just adds on to the fun that will be on Saturday, and get to see if how they shake hands, and if there's a little bit of chatter or if it's just a little handshake. Good luck, best to you, and see you after the game kind of situation there. And I'm all for any kind of chippiness. I'm all about it. It's football. That's why we're here covering it. It's fun. So
it is football, and constantly these committees are trying to regulate all that kind of stuff out of it. Celebrations gone, taunting gone, all this sort of thing gone. So, we're still playing football. It's a physical sport. It's a man's sport. It doesn't need to be crazy disrespectful, but still there's trash talking. There's, again, who's the better guy, who's the better team, who's better. Let's show it on the field. Let's see.
Yep, exactly. And that's just what football is all about. I'm all about it. I think Mike Norvell, you can go back to the press conference today, but he was just keen in on his team. He's barely talked a ton about Clemson this week. Really, I remember Jimbo during his days here, he would talk about opponents, get them out, but Mike Norvell specifically focused on his team and getting better there. And, I'm sure behind the scenes, they're taking good advantage of looking at film from Clemson and everything of that nature, and the quarterbacks that both could potentially be playing on Saturday. And so, there's no need to he just doesn't want to talk so much, and that's fine. That will work. And we'll see if it can add into some storylines on Saturday, because I'm sure ESPN would love to talk about Florida State and, them not being able to play last year. So it's officially Dabo Swinney versus Mike Norvell, first week going at it. I think it's going to be a fun next couple of years, starting off strong. A little heat